Obviously, Phil covered earlier the basic aspects of getting operational with the rail controller and the Dynamis Ultima. But one thing I'm interested in is going a little bit further than that. One of the things that really sets this apart is the ability to write sequences that you can build up to automate operation of parts or even all of the layout. So I'm going to ask Ben Pollard again now. If you talk us through, how does this actually work then?
Well, basically, it's done by entering all plain English text, so there's no computer programming jargon, anything like that. It's all very self-explanatory. You've got your command, so we'll talk here about moving the loco, for example. You're asking loco speed, that's the action you'd like to be carried out. The address of the loco that you want to move, 1081, very straightforward. The speed in miles an hour that you want the loco to move at, 25 in this case, and then the direction, forward or reverse.
Okay. So you've got that as one of the commands that are actually on there. So if you could just let us run this sequence with one of the DMUs and show how it looks in practice, and then maybe I can ask a few more questions as it happens.
Yeah, to run a sequence, all you do is just press the play button. And nothing happens. To run the sequence, all you have to do is just press the play button. In the text at the bottom here, it tells you exactly what command the software is running at that point in time.
Okay. So what should we actually be seeing at this point?
So the
we've got
first
the sound
unit
cut in. Yeah.
has just started moving. The sound has come on. It's activating the lights, and also, as you just heard the horn going off, it's also triggering functions.
So obviously it's moving 25 mile an hour, moving in a forwards direction. What are the commands that actually brings it to a stop at the station?
You can see here, again, you're asking the loco speed to 0.
Right.
And then the direction of travel again works in the same principle as asking the loco to move.
Right.
Is that you're actually asking it to stop.
So you've obviously got your deceleration CVs already set up.
Well, the CVs, it's done with the real speed in the program rather than the CVs, so that the user can take the train straight out of the box without having to alter any CVs at all, and still get that deacceleration, which is done automatically by the software.
And that's done after a period of time rather than reaching a point on the layout, so it's so many seconds into its movement then?
Yes, yeah, at this stage we're using timings in the programming.
Okay, right. Right, so what's it doing now? It's oh yeah, we've got the other one coming in. Now, before that came in, obviously the points must have changed for it to go into the other platform. So your commands for changing the points or any other accessories, what do they look like?
You can see these here. Same principle as operating locos, where you've got the point, the actual address of the point, and then right or left, which would indicate the orientation of the blades.
And that seems a very simple address where it says point 4, right? So what determines that it's actually point number 4? How did you get to that point, stage?
So when you set the points up on your track plan, you will enter each point a unique address.
Okay, so for example, that is point number 4 that's actually over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I start tapping things, getting confused, and start changing points whilst you're in the middle of this sequence, what happens?
If you change a point mid-sequence, you will end up with a problem.
Okay.
However, obviously, if you set your program up with a degree of safety in there, you can generally prevent that.
Okay. So we've seen that sequence actually take place there, 2 different DMU arrivals and 1 departure now, along with all of the point changes. How long did it take you to write a sequence like that for the first time when you did it?
Probably about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little bit of trial and error to start with.
Yeah.
But every command that you can use in the programming feature is detailed in the manual.
Yeah.
So a quick read of that will put you in good stead to create your own programs in a relatively short space of time.
Okay. Now, one of the things I was interested in that we were talking earlier, that you've made reference to here on the screen, you can do some route setting as well, not just automated sequences. You can actually sort of like interlink points to do some route setting.
Yeah, you can do that. If I just minimise this window here, we have this function here as well for routes, which will have the routes in there. Also, as a shortcut, you can use the special button feature in the track planning window, where you can assign routes to buttons on screen.
Okay.
So those would be particularly useful if you've got a crossover where both points will be thrown at the same time.
Yeah.
Or if you've got a complex route, for example, if you've got a large fiddle yard and you want to select a road in the fiddle yard and it could involve up 10, 12 point changes, you can have that all triggered just with one push of a button.
Okay, right. Now, also, a little bit further hidden off the screen at the moment, you've done some clever stuff, and you've actually set up the RailController software so that it can launch events from the PC that you're working from, and you've done some sound files which are just MP3 files that are on there, which you can get to through the File Explorer. So just show us one of those just quickly, just show, I know it was a little bit of a laugh that you did it for.
Yeah, just a bit of fun. Model railways are for enjoying yourself after all. So we've got two buttons here which I've placed on screen, and I've wired those up to run a sound file, which is just a case of any standard MP3 file. It's just like pressing the play button on your MP3 player or whatever. Yeah. So you just tap that button and it will play the sound file.
Okay. So would you actually be able...
There's nothing you can do about that now.
Fantastic. So would you be able to write the command to launch that sound event into your sequence within the RailController software?
Yes, you can, yes, to play ambient sounds.
Okay. So you could theoretically record your own station announcements, save them as MP3 files, and then through the RailController software and your File Explorer to trigger that sound event before one of the DMUs departs.
Yeah, that would be a perfectly reasonable thing.
Okay, right. So you can control other accessories as well, sort of like lighting, signalling, etc. I know we've not got any aspect lighting on here yet, but you'd be able to control the multi-aspect part of the signalling as well?
Yeah, basically in the programming feature you can trigger anything that has an address on it. So, for example, if you've got a set of level crossing gates wired up to an accessory decoder, you could get those triggered by the program. Yeah. Changing signals, changing points, all sorts of things. Anything that's got an address decoder, you can activate with the programming feature.
So, I mean, we've got the original Dynamis as part of the system. Can I just use the RailController for operating the accessories and maintain more manual control still through the Dynamis handset?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. There's 3 ways you can run trains if you wanted to, all at the same time. Obviously, we've got the software itself running the shuttles with the units on the back there. You can also run trains on screen with the throttles, of which you can have up to 4 on screen at once. Okay. And you can also, as well, operate trains as you would normally using the Dynamis Ultima, the handset. Okay. Oh.
Now, we see the points changing in graphical format on the screen in RailController as well. How easy is it to actually draw your layout for the first time?
It's very easy. You just tap the icon there on the left-hand side. It brings up the track plan. Yeah. To add segments, you just tap the segment there and it will drop it onto the track plan. You drag that over, add it onto the end.
Yeah.
And if you're using a keyboard, it can be, you use the left click to orientate the pieces.
Okay. Can we actually sort of like open a new design file whilst we're in the middle of this or not, or will it complicate things?
I'll try.
Okay.
Just tap the icon. Yeah,
There we go. We've tapped the icon. We've now got a straight track, so it's just a case of building it up block by block.
Yeah, it's done in Mimic style, similar to what you see in a lot of modern signal boxes these days.
So there we go. That's opened up now. I think we could do with some kind of point in here. But I want to do it the other way around. So then we've got left and right arrows where we can scroll through various configurations. So there we've got now our left-handed point. Back to a straight for there. Straight for there. Now there's a dogleg curve there. Let's take that around there. Then we need to tap on that to turn it, do we?
You might have seen. And then obviously you can see the dotted red line around it. It's highlighted. So if you move your cursor off that piece and then right click, it will rotate that.
Okay, all right, cool. So back to obviously putting our sidings in there.
Yeah.
So you can get to grips with it quite quickly, and then you can number the points individually, and that's where it came from for the accessories. So point number one, and then I can see obviously you got other icons in here for signalling.
Yeah.
I believe both semaphore and multiple aspect signalling.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. We've got a text button there, so we can put sort of like a few notes on there, bit of narrative.
Label your sidings or whatnot.
Okay. All right.
And you can also add images onto your track plan as well.
Right.
Which
That's
is
this
what
button
the
there.
camera symbol there.
Yeah.
So, for example, we are looking at doing a full database of all images of the scene craft.
Yeah.
So that you can drag and drop those onto your track plan as well. And also you can take your own pictures.
Right.
It's
a huge platform.
That's double O platform, that must be an N-gauge layout. But you can also drag and drop, obviously, images that you've taken yourself by, you know, on your phone or once you've pulled off the internet.
Now, there is a trial version of this software available on the website, dynamisdcc.com. So people would be able to give this a quick try out and sort of like have a play with it, or certainly look at some of the templates that are actually on there.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, right. So it's worth it to have a play with and sort of like see if it's something that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thanks very much indeed, Ben. It gives a little bit more of a detailed look as to some of the bits and pieces behind the RailController software with the Dynamis Ultima. And I'm sure that we'll have more questions at a future point.